Well, let's get a look at that story from a market perspective and bring in Julia Lee from Bell Direct into the conversation. Julia, so as I mentioned, we did hear around 4 o'clock that trading halt is still in place for Crown, that it was expecting to make a further announcement to the market this afternoon. I'm not seeing anything. Have you heard anything there?
We haven't seen either Crown or Echo Entertainment coming back online after Barry O'Farrell's announcement today. So we are still waiting to see a market reaction to the news. Having said that, I guess if we have a look at the two proposals, one was from Crown, which was a luxury invitation-only casino, versus Echo's proposed expansion to the Star. And I guess if we have a look at the deal now, it looks like it's a $100 million deal for Crown. The tax rate will be a bit higher than that they expected at 29%, and there will be a review after 20 years. But essentially for Crown, what this means is that they'll continue to build premium properties. They now have the Macau casinos, as well as Melbourne, as well as Perth. It's a clear negative for Echo Entertainment. Now, their biggest earnings contributor is actually the Star, and of course it's just undergone an $870 million expansion. I guess some of the capital concerns that the market have will now disappear, and the focus will now turn to the work that they will be doing on the Brisbane casinos. But all in all, it looks like there is going to be another competitor in place for the VIP business. It's not for another 7 years' time, so Echo does have a bit of room to move, but no doubt it will be a negative in terms of share price action. And we've seen that playing out in 2013, where we have seen Crown shares up by 12%, but Echo Entertainment shares actually falling by 12%. So we're expecting that when the shares come back online, we will see Echo coming under pressure.
Some broker re-ratings when it comes to Crown, say tomorrow?
I think it was expected that we would see Crown winning this licence in New South Wales, but altogether it is a positive for Crown. I guess if we have a look at the difference between Echo and Crown in New South Wales now, what will happen is that Echo will have the poker machines or the gaming, and this business tends to be quite a defensive business. It tends to be one that does well in good or bad economic times, so a relatively stable business. The difference with the VIP gaming business, I think, is that it's feeding into the wealth story, the growing wealth story in Asia, and that's quite an exciting thing that Crown is tapping into. So it is a high growth story. At the moment, the Australian casinos really don't have a huge percentage of that pie, in fact less than 5% of the market there. So as Asia's wealth grows, it will be an attractive and a high growth market, and Crown's really tapping into that part of the market.
Share price to finish the day, and it was up by close to 3%. Julie, let's move on. We had an update coming from Magellan. Pretty stellar performance. What was behind that?
Magellan Financial Group actually saw an all-time record high today. In fact, the stock's up a massive 387% over the last 52 weeks. It's one of the best performing on the marketplace, and it is because of this growth story. It is expanding at a very fast rate. We did see the June numbers. It's funds under management, and it's amazing when we talk about a fund manager like this, and we're not talking about millions of dollars, but we're talking about billions of dollars. Now, that they actually saw an increase of funds under management of 14% compared to the previous month. So funds under management coming in at a massive $14.7 billion. They saw net inflows of $1.1 billion on the insto side, and on the retail side they also saw quite a good result, and that's through the listed option there, so $155 million coming through, as well as the Colonial First State, the Magellan Global option there. So all in all, it looks like performance fees of about $23 million to come for the half year. So altogether, a fantastic result by Magellan Financial Group, and the shares doing very well today, hitting an all-time record high. Shareholders have to be happy with this one, up 378% in the past year.
Because of the growth behind.
Julia, up around 7%. What was behind that, if anything?
All the iron ore producers had a good day today, so it wasn't just Fortescue, but Atlas Iron, also one of the top performers there. So it does look like that material space bouncing back very strongly, but the standout on the Australian share market today was the energy space. And not surprising, given that we are seeing oil prices at 14-month highs on the back of the tensions that we are seeing in the Middle East at the moment. But all in all, you know, today was a holiday day for the market. The volumes were just anemic. $2.7 billion worth of stock being traded. Part of that is because last night in the US, it was a half day of trade, and of course the US is closed tonight. So ahead of that 4th of July holiday in the US, we didn't see much activity on the Australian share market. Still, we did see a rise of 1.1%, and I think really the standouts today were those fund managers, the asset managers. Magellan Financial Group reaching an all-time record high. We also saw Platinum reaching a 52-week high. And some of the newbies on the market, the new IPOs which have hit the market, they've been doing quite well as well. The IVF company Virtuous Health reaching an all-time record high. They haven't been on the market for too long. The other one was Xero. Now, this one listed not too long ago either, and it's cloud accounting firm and software, and this stock actually reaching a 52-week high today as well. But all in all, not a lot of volume, so it's really it's a bit hard to read too much into the market performance today, given that we only saw $2.7 billion going through the market.